Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Who needs a countdown when you can just go live? Folks, no, you are not... we're getting sound. Everyone's coming through.
I didn't know people were watching this.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Marnie. People are watching this.
Not at all.
It's I didn't want to sacrifice our Wednesday just because we have a live show, you know?
Of course.
And someone's already... Tom as well.
Richard's given his 5. Richard, thank you so much. Every week.
Thanks, Richard.
It's lovely to see you all, folks. We are just about to do our live show to a beautiful full store in Sydney in the hub, the happening location of the Sydney Disney Studios, as it's now called by me. Oh, it's a happening metropolis. Channel V's out there. Do you know what I mean when I'm talking about Channel V being out there?
Like rave?
Rave?
Isn't that what they used to do the videos on?
Yeah.
See, I know.
Yeah,
I don't. Now you've gone over my
Channel V on Foxtel, they used to have their studios out here and they'd have live shows from your Slipknots, your Limp Bizkits, your...
Did they really?
Just out here.
That's so
when
cool.
I went to the premiere of Dungeons and Dragons out here. They flew us up here to be at the premiere because we were in it, Tom.
Yeah.
And
Of course you were in Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah,
the stars.
And then we got out there. I was like, this is where Channel V used to be. And then I walk onto the red carpet. First person I fucking see, Jabba.
Yeah.
From Channel V.
From Band in a Bubble.
This is a lovely vibe, Tom. I just want to see comments and people saying, is everything
Yeah,
working
they're
okay?
there. Thanks, Richard. Pog, we can hear you.
Pog.
You got to have a little faith in me, Broden, you know?
No. Well, you know
it could
full
be-
well
it
why I'm
could be
concerned.
awful.
You know full well why I'm concerned.
Why? What did I do?
Because a dongle was purchased because there was
the
no
internet. Yeah, right.
And then the dongle didn't work.
Well,
and then-
YouTube's saying excellent, so...
Well, that YouTube knows excellence.
And we have not dropped any frames, so I think we're good, honestly.
But in YouTube's sets, like by YouTube standards, anything that's not Logan Paul in a forest in Japan is excellence. You know
I
what
look
I mean?
8 times the size of you guys, though. Look at this frame.
That's the framing. That's not true, though.
So I was worried for a second because my drink is cold, and I was like, should I get a coaster? I don't want to make a mark on the ground. And then I looked at the ground.
Yeah, this is unique.
It's a grungy venue.
This
I
is
love
Marnie.
grungy venue.
Is it
venue? Reminds me of the Crocs
grungy
venue.
vungy? Do you know? Is this your first time on a comedy stage?
No.
No.
I had a sold-out Melbourne comedy
Wow.
show run, remember?
At the
I love telling people about this.
Improv Conspiracy.
No, it wasn't at the Improv Conspiracy.
But
It was improv,
Oh.
but it was at its own venue.
Did you do well?
It was sold out.
Fuck yeah.
fantastic.
It was like if it had 50 people and we had like room of 50 people and we had like 5 nights.
Shit,
Amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're a success.
I was a success.
You felt the need never to do it again.
Well, we made a profit, which means I can technically call myself a professional
You're
comedian.
sold
You
out.
are, you are.
You sold
You're
out.
Fantastic.
Shall we crack in?
Yep, do it.
Folks, we're going to do this live and then we're going to do another show after this. Oh, folks, you're in for a special one today. Coming to you live from the home of where they shot The Matrix. Coming to you from the home of where they made Star Wars Episodes 1, 2, and 3. We're meters from Qui-Gon Jinn. And it's the second round of the finals. And it's time to bounce that pill. Hello, folks. This is the first time... No, I was going to be
Are
completely...
there stinks?
Yeah, there will be later.
Oh, okay.
Later. No stings
You're
today.
talking straight over.
No
it.
live stings. I'm sorry, man.
Welcome,
Sorry.
folks, to the Footy with Marns. Hi, Marns. How
Hello.
are you?
Good,
This is
good.
crazy. This is the first time. No, I'm trying. It's not a first for anything. I was like, it's the first time we've done this pod not in the studio. Completely not true. We've done this podcast in Manchester and Los Angeles and San Francisco. But also, I was going to say it's the first time we've done it interstate with Marnie. No, we've done a podcast with you in Tassie.
Oh, yeah.
So it's in. What is it a first for, guys?
First time live from a comedy store that's empty
During finals.
during finals.
Yeah, first time. Well, yes.
For me.
Okay, first time finals for Marns. Yes, we're in it.
During W.
During W, no.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that. But why we're sitting on a stage at the Comedy Store in Sydney. The reason we're doing this is once we finish doing this podcast for this week, we didn't want you all to miss out. We're going to get off stage and we're going to do our live Sydney show. So we don't want to make it all about us. So we're here to talk about the footy, both M and W. But I want to know from both of you, firstly, Marnie, how are you feeling about doing your first footy? I was going to say first again, but it's not. Your second live, the footy pod with an audience.
I'm nervous, but I don't want to be because I feel like audiences can sense nervousness and that isn't good. And so I'm trying to just be like, it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter.
No.
So I'm trying
They're
to...
going to be so warm and lovely and nice.
Yeah, so I'm a bit like funny tummy, but...
Let me tell you, Marnie.
yeah.
they can smell fear.
But you can, because it's also just like, because a lot of this going well is like good improv. And if you've ever watched an improv show and you can tell the person's nervous, it's like you feel uncomfortable for them.
Yeah.
You know?
It's funny though, because you've done ABC. That would scare the shit out of me.
Live TV. Not live
Yeah.
TV.
But I couldn't care less about this.
But it's like, I want them, but that's like, I know how to be professional and tell, and even just like have fun with like professionalism. But this is like jokes.
Yeah.
And actual, my personality. And what if they hate me?
Well, here's a little trick that I've learned from doing live comedy. Great way to get the nerves out is walk out and find someone, kick them in the face, and then you say, "I'm the boss," and then everyone goes, "Oh shit, okay." And then
It actually would be
They're
so
the boss.
funny if I came out, tackled you into the crowd and said, "I'm the captain now," and then took over.
I would encourage you to do that. I think that would be very good and positive.
Yeah, that would be funny.
I would not be mad. I wouldn't talk to you again, but I wouldn't be mad. And Tom, how are you feeling?
Oh, stoked. I can't wait. I get a little butterflies as well, Manny, but I've learned over the years that
It's good.
if I don't have them, there's something wrong.
Yeah, because you care and you want to care about the thing that
Yeah.
you're doing.
And you've just got to embrace it and enjoy it and let the adrenaline take you a bit.
Yeah, and just you got to remember this is disgusting Sydney people, and they don't.
Sydney people are so beautiful.
I don't know about that. I think they are stinky.
Yeah.
But they in a good way.
Gross.
No,
Yeah.
I think
In a
Sydney,
good way.
They are. It's a very lovely lifestyle up here. I said to you in the car before, Marns, in my opinion, as someone who comes here for one day to watch football games and then go home, or to
leaves.
do a football podcast and go home,
Yeah.
it feels like an AFL state to me.
Sure.
I've not seen any NRL anywhere. Have you?
No.
That's true, actually, because when we got off the plane, I said, "Look, there's Isaac Heaney,"
Yeah, and
referring
we've
to
seen
the
a lot
billboard.
of
And then
stuff,
on the way
yeah.
here, I was like, "Look, it's Chloe Malloy," referring to the billboard.
Yeah.
I never once said, "Who that
Yeah.
player?"
So let's talk about that, Marnie. On
Yeah.
the way into Fox Studios, the home of The Matrix and Qui-Gon Jinn, we went past the Sydney headquarters and there was a big photo of Isaac Heaney and there was a big photo of Chloe Malloy.
Yep.
And then we turned the corner and who, Tom, do we see? You're here already, but who do Marnie and I see?
Isaac Heaney?
No.
You had a 50% chance.
I know. I already knew. I wanted to play along.
We saw the captain of Sydney,
Co-captain, yeah.
Chloe Malloy.
And we put our window down and we went, "Chloe!"
And I don't want to speak out of turn.
No. She
She was doing lateral movements with her knee. She was running around sideways going, and she was yelling at the top of her lungs, "I'm fine, it's all." No, she was all bandaged up.
She was.
I was-
And you said to her, "What's wrong with you?" Nothing wrong with you.
That's what I said. Go on. No, well, what happened is I went, "Hey, look, is that Chloe Malloy?" And then you went, "Yeah," and then you reached across me.
Sorry, that was
and
dangerous when you were driving.
I was driving a car, and she went. And and then she came over and was very lovely.
She's so nice.
She didn't know who I was, but she was still very nice with me.
Well, she even asked whether this is live streamed, and you said no. Which
Yeah.
also got in my head why I thought it wasn't.
'Cause I
She
think-
could be watching us right now.
Could be.
Let's work through this because it's going to give me anxiety for days now in my
Yeah.
interaction with co-captain from Sydney, Chloe Malloy. But she was like, we're going to the store to do a live show. And then I didn't want her to think that our live show that we're going to do after this was live streamed.
Yeah, it was very confusing. It took me a good 10 minutes to explain to our technician for tonight.
Well, you didn't
about
even explain
the
to me.
two different podcasts.
Here's what's
No, I'm
happening.
just
Did you think when we started this that this was the live show and it
And
just
no one
sold
had
really
come?
badly? Because that's not what's happening.
Yeah, that's not
We're
exactly
doing our
that.
usual Wednesday pod, live streaming it out to the good people who've shown up for the early episode,
Mm-hmm.
and then
That's nice.
this room will fill with stinky Sydney ciders.
With beautiful, stinky Sydney ciders.
But no, Chloe Malloy was really nice. She
Lovely.
did tell us to
Although-
mow down a pedestrian.
And I said, she did actually. And I said, "Oh, I've got a bracelet with your name on it. Do you want it?" She goes, "You just keep that."
It would be weird to walk around with your own bracelet.
Yeah, it would.
Now, Marnie, you've excited too. For all our lovely people coming to all our live shows, you've been making dem bracelets.
Yeah, I'm also really worried that they'll be like, "Oh, she's been talking about these a lot, but these are pretty shit."
Nah,
That
they're
will not happen.
I'm wearing mine as a badge of honor, Marnie.
Also, because I made them just instinctively because I was alone by myself on my wrists and with my hands in mind. And yours are so tight that when you take it off, you've got Charlie imprinted on your skin.
Yeah, you can't see it
Bonus.
That's good.
I got to talk into the mic. Just reminding myself.
Hey,
Yeah.
Martin, did you enjoy which games of footy did you go to last weekend?
Oh my God, I can't remember
You went to Friday
last
night.
weekend. What
For
was
the men's,
Friday night?
Let's talk about the men's first. So you saw the W and the M.
It was a doubleheader, yes.
Yes.
I worked that. That was fun, actually. Because the Hawks are also quite fun to write about when you're blogging because you can be like personality and stuff and they're
Yes.
so like exuberant.
There's colour. There's passion.
Doggies women didn't score a goal.
No, I did see that. And there was a lot of people went down with like serious injuries. It felt like there was a period where
Janelle Cuthbertson, yeah. Sorry.
And then Ellie Blackburn took a big hit at one point and was down for a very long time. It's not a nice vibe to be sitting there watching people have serious injuries while you're eating chips. It's a
Yeah.
weird energy to have.
Yeah, I've never been there with like a 5-minute concussion. Like no one knows if they're dead. That would be genuinely scary. When you're at home, it's scary, but
Yeah.
at the ground would be even.
And then you're eating
Yeah.
chips. But then what other games did you get? Just that one? Just those two?
No, it was a Saturday.
Were you covering the other games on Saturday?
Yeah, I do all the AFLW.
Yes.
Big story, Chloe Malloy.
Yeah.
So ACL.
Yep.
And the handling of that, which I have feelings about.
That was a Sunday game though?
Yes, they played St Kilda.
Yep.
What was Saturday?
Saturday
Why is
was-
my brain-
Saturday was barely
Saturday
any
Collingwood
games, right?
Hawthorn. Hawthorn beat Collingwood by their highest margin ever. And then at the same time, Essendon beat West Coast. So Essendon's first win, West Coast first loss. And then we went to the pub and it was GWS Sydney. Or if my boss is listening, I did not go to the
Yeah.
pub. I was
Went to
definitely
church.
filing from
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, great. So it was a big full week. And how are you excited for round 3 of the W and round 2 of the finals?
Very much so.
Well, then it's better no time like the present to do the news. But we don't, so we just sit.
Oh, sorry, there's no sync, so we just go.
Yeah.
No.
You can just go.
I'm just used to this to being like,
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not the same. I know not everyone deals with change. I should have taken that into consideration. I should have brought some stings. You know.
No,
Everything's
no.
fine,
Everything's perfect. This is genuinely kind of big-ish that you both might not have heard yet because you haven't been on your phones, I don't think.
Well, it's-
Jake Stringer wants out of the Bombers. He's been telling people that he's played his last game for Essendon, and that's reported by Cal Toomey. And the club that's interested is
Collingwood.
Collingwood. You
That's so
did know.
funny. You know why that's funny? Because it's like, what, you're firing me? No, I quit.
I know. I know.
That is
Yeah.
huge news.
Well, it's because he wants a longer contract, and the club is like, well, if you want a longer contract, look
Yeah.
elsewhere. But he
Yeah.
was the second highest goal scorer for Essendon this year behind Carl Langford.
Yeah.
It's
Good
incredibly
player.
big news. This date, whatever it is, will be remembered forever. What is the date?
9th of the 11th.
No, that we wouldn't. So we would say the 11th of the 9th.
It's the 11th of the 9th.
This day will always be remembered as the day Stringer asked for a trade. So Collingwood are interested, but he hasn't nominated where he'd like to go.
No, but I do like that in their Cal's reporting, he did mention Swans aren't interested though.
I wonder why. Why do you say that?
I think that there
What's
was
the
speculation that Swans might be interested in him like before, like previously.
Right.
But I
They
think
don't have
they're
room
good.
for him, surely.
Swans have
Like Taylor Adams isn't getting a job.
Yeah.
Taylor Adams.
Isn't getting a game. I said job, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah. Still getting paid though, am I right?
Yeah. Like if he can't break into the team, I don't. Well, I mean, Stringer's very good forward, but yeah.
And then and then we've got other ones as well that have everyone's come on the record and said they're leaving, haven't they?
Yeah, I love that trade stuff has already started. It goes on for ages. All
Yeah,
the
doesn't it?
there's like months of
Frosty.
trade rumors before you even get to the actual trade
As long as it
stuff.
doesn't involve Petrarca, I think it's yum, yum, yum.
So talking about Petrarca, the
No.
AFL, Jack McRae and Bailey Smith both went out of the Dogs. Interesting to note is that Bevo's out of contract at the end of next year.
Luke Beverage.
So a bit of change happening for doggies.
Yeah, that's interesting. Jackson McRae hasn't nominated his club.
No.
And has Bailey officially nominated Geelong?
No, so there's reports that he will be heading, there's very likely that he'll be heading to Geelong, but he hasn't nominated Geelong officially.
Well, I think the thing is that Geelong don't have the picks either, right? They'll have to do other trades to get the picks, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the funny thing is it's like, you know, I've been quite complimentary of the Dogs and their list and Beveridge. But the one thing as a Doggies fan that is frustrating is like the out of position stuff. And there's a lot of rumours going around that Bailey Smith was very unhappy with playing half forward flank,
Yeah.
right? He wants to play midfield. And it is a bit like, obviously it works when you chuck Lob down back and he plays full back and he stars. But it's also like, I don't know, is that why they're up and down in form, and is that why they don't show up? Because they're always getting
Moved
played out
around.
of position
But
and
in
stuff,
saying
you know?
that, like Isaac Heaney wants to play on the ball.
Mm.
He's often put
Yeah.
half
Forward.
forward.
Yeah,
And then you've
yeah.
got like Nick Dacos also wouldn't want to be moved off the ball, and he's constantly moved, like
Half-back
shuffled
and
around
stuff,
half
yeah,
back,
yeah.
full back
So a
sometimes.
bit of maturity, perhaps.
I think so.
Well, how does he know where he wants to play? He's been injured for such a long time. He's been like 2 years at the Bulldogs where he hasn't been consistently playing.
Yeah.
I have question marks over how the poor guy can come back from that. Like, he was incredible in that year in 2021, but that's a long time ago.
Well,
now.
also Paulie, like he's been on the record saying that like that mentally, he took it
Yes.
really mentally so hard losing the grand final. Like it took him
Yeah.
ages to actually recover from that.
Yeah, so
maybe that's why he wants to move, right? Like,
Potentially.
Yeah.
he's the king of sponsorships, though, and I connect with him.
yeah, you want to fight him for most
He's
ads.
monster. He's monster. He's Cotton On. He's KO.
Yeah.
So the thing about Cotton On is they're Geelong. So, hey, maybe he just wants to go down and be part of the Cotton On team. He's so Cotton On, he's like, I want to wear a jumper made of cotton on. Which I believe is the case. Like,
Yeah.
they make their jumper.
That's
Like,
cool.
Oh, right. I thought Mission Chips made their jumper.
That is Western Bulldogs.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking about Geelong.
Yeah, Geelong are
Right.
Cotton On.
Yeah, right.
So they wear Cotton On. Which to me
Yeah.
says that a Geelong jumper only has one wash in it. And then it's bad.
And then it's done.
And then it's landfill.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because the women are sponsored by Pancake Parlour, which gets brought up all the time
Yeah, they're-
because it's the best. Would you
Their
rather
Guernseys are made of pancakes. yes.
have Witten Mission Chips for the rest of your life
Oh,
or Pancake Parlour for the rest of
eh,
your life?
Marnie, this is a
Easiest
wonderful
decision of my
question. I'm so
life,
happy you
Marnie.
asked it, Marnie. Yes, this is the kind of news we need.
No thought required pancakes.
I had pancakes for breakfast.
Great. From the Virgin Lounge?
No,
Oh.
I didn't have them bullshit ones. I had them from my favourite cafe or diner in Sydney called Valentina's.
Oh, that sounds lovely. What do you have on
Oh,
them?
I had, well, it's just butter and maple syrup.
Yeah, sometimes you just need it's like a margarita pizza. You
Yeah.
get, you know.
I the only thing I mix up is whether
Simple.
I'm doing buttercream or ice cream. Otherwise, it's
All three?
always I never do choc chips. Never do blueberry. Sometimes I do all three. I only mix up the toppings.
Don't you think when you go to these Mexican restaurants and you get nachos that they just stuff it up by putting half a kilo of sour cream on top?
Yes, and everything in the middle, you got to space that shit out.
Exactly.
Sorry, guys.
right.
Hard disagree. Every mouth of chips without sour cream is a wasted mouthful for me.
You are scum. Now, what it should be,
I really
and I
like sour
remember
cream.
Hard Rock Cafe in the mid 2000s had the best nachos I'd ever seen at the time, which is they had these fresh corn chips and they would load them one by one. So it wasn't like some are all wet and soggy in the middle and some are dry on the outside, and you want to get an outside one. What are we talking about here?
Bailey Smith.
Yeah, that's interesting. So we've got Jack McRae, we've got Bailey Smith, we've got potentially Stringer. That's weird that they're going to let him go, though, genuinely, because they've got into a position where he's so important.
I had the
What do
same-
Essendon fans think?
Well, I don't want to speak on behalf
Yes.
of Essendon fans, but I had a reaction that I assumed Doggies fans had when they found out he was leaving, which I was kind of like, okay.
Ah, interesting.
Oh.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
But technically, if you signed him for one more year, if the Bombers signed him for one more year, he would be in another contract year.
That's true.
Yeah, but no, that's what the Bombers want, but he
Yeah.
said, give me a longer one.
So that's why they've gone, we
Yeah.
only want you in contract year, bucko. And Collingwood, stupidly, are going to lock him in for a few years,
Yeah.
which means they're not going to get contract year Stringer. Okay, that's interesting. What other news we got?
The Giants have fined $20,000 for the Jason McCartney and Tom Papley run-in in that melee, which I think,
yeah.
good.
Now
Yeah.
that's what they were going to pay me to be their CBO, and now they've just rung me and said that unfortunately there's no money. So I it's actually affected me.
Genuinely, my first thought, though, is like just the W competition of the program screaming out
Yeah.
for money. I'm just like, who has $20,000 that you can just be like, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah,
Here's
that's
20
crazy.
grand. Like,
Whenever these weird bizarre fines that should go into a separate bank account, and it should be really clearly marked how the AFL is spending that, because whether it's going to grassroots or it's going to whatever it's going to support, better not be a flight for Andrew Dillon to bloody Perth. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
But Marnie, is this true that any fines that AFL players or officials pay is tax deductible?
oh, yes. Yeah, because I found this out when I was doing the sports bra piece. That sports bras aren't, like, they're not part of playing kits and players often have to buy them themselves, even though they actually impact performance, like, a lot.
Yeah.
I wish I remembered the exact statistics, because it's actually, like, 4 centimeters. Anyway, whatever. Because athletes can't put them on tax, but if you punch someone in the face in a game and you get fined, you can put that on tax.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
Imagine that
crazy.
tax deduction though. Being able to-
$20,000.
I punched someone. I walked past Papley and brushed him, and that's my. So now I don't pay any tax this year because I'm writing off 20 grand in tax deduction. Well, do you think? I'm not even going to speculate, but does he personally have to pay that?
Don't know.
Or did the club pay on his behalf?
Well, because it does say the Giants fine. Yeah, I don't know.
It depends on your salary, right? Because like it could be a decent chunk of the salary.
My response was like, that's an insane amount of money for that interaction. I thought that Papley walked into his kinesphere, if I'm being honest.
I actually didn't see it. So this is all news to me.
Because when they talked about it on AFL Daily, they were kind of saying, did they go far enough with the 20 grand fine?
Really?
That was their question.
I mean, Papley's such a funny guy. I'm going to swear. But it was so funny at the SCG on Saturday, after he kicked one of his big goals, just very clearly being able to mime exactly what he said, which was just into the ether. You stupid fucking cunt. And you could like just front of brain thing, you're just like screaming and running. So that is all to say that I think he was a bit heated.
Yeah.
I love so much, especially when they do the slow-mo, like if the player misses a kick and you can see them go fucking hell in slow-mo. Like, it's so funny.
Yes, great. Okay, what other news we got?
This is my favourite news of the week, which is, so Whitten Oval, the first Dogs game will be at Whitten Oval after the original first one was moved to the MCG. Mm-hmm. So Thursday night against West Coast, get to Whitten Oval if you're around, and they're going to make it a locals night. And so they'll have like markets and stuff, including a puppy playpen.
That's what Broden keeps saying that everyone should do.
Pat the puppies.
If I was in charge of the AFLW, I would. There's obviously a contingent who are really there and are really engaged with the sport, but I would market it as a separate thing. Like, just go down there and enjoy the drinks and the puppies.
They're going to have meat raffles.
Meat. See, this is good shit. Now, I have an idea for what they should call their little market stall.
Okay.
That when you were just talking. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Markets up.
That's good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's very good. Incredible, really.
Yeah, the crowd doesn't like it.
The crowd goes well.
I feel bad as well because I came up last week with the Bontage, which is a montage of Bontempelli stuff.
I loved it.
And it came out. Everyone was really happy with it. And then he proceeded to have one of the worst games he's ever played.
Yeah,
That
he
was
wasn't
a
sick enough.
shock.
So it's not... Oh, I guess it's I'm taking the blame and I'm saying it's my fault, but I apologise to every Bulldogs fan. What other news we got?
I love that the Hawks are leading in the McClellan, I cannot say that word, trophy race. And the reason that I love it, so it's Hawks and Swans that are up there, but the Swans women, they lost pretty badly to St Kilda.
This is the award that goes to the best men's and W team for the year.
And women's wins are worth double because they only play
Yeah,
half the
right.
season.
And it's a cash prize.
$1 million.
The D's won it,
Yeah.
and we've now given it to the internal review guy.
And the reason that I love that the Hawks are leading that race is because they genuinely have such like a one club like integration, and they do it really well. Like Gunston is one of the forward coaches. Sam Mitchell. So the night after the Hawks won against the Dogs in the elimination final, you know what he was doing?
What?
He was at the AFLW game.
Oh.
And he was just like in the crowd watching.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, really good stuff. Mitch Lewis was there taking photos with people. And like, I don't want to pat men on the back for going to the W games because like you're not a hero for going to go watch a good spectacle of footy. Yeah. But it is cool seeing that like cross
Yeah, no, it's nice.
Integration.
I think it's clever as well. Like it sends a message to your entire club. Like it was how it felt for me the week the D's had from hell, then seeing Gorney down at GMHBA. I was like, as a fan, I'm like, that's sick.
Yeah.
You know, Petrarca was there watching with Taylor Harris.
I saw that and that was another great photo that made me happy because I'm glad he's showing up, and visually being at Casey is exciting to me. Awesome.
The only thing we haven't talked about is the handling of the Chloe Malloy ACL, which I think,
strange.
I mean, I find it interesting because I'm coming from a media perspective, and I actually very much agree with what Chloe did, which is they found out that she'd done her ACL on late Saturday, and she said, like, let's keep this under wraps because the girls have a game on Sunday at 3 p.m. against St Kilda. Like, just focus on that. Like, all the focus.
Was why?
Yeah, so it was Chloe's decision, and the club backed that, but it was leaked, like a journal like Kate McCarthy.
Yeah.
And she sourced it properly. And so it was, you know, you can't, it's not one person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That Chloe done an ACL, and then all these journos started calling Sydney, and Sydney were adamant no, it's just knee soreness. She hasn't done her ACL. I have no idea where she's got that from. It's just knee soreness.
Strange.
It's strange as well because, like, it's not like they just put out, okay, she's a late out because of knee soreness. And then turns out it's an ACL later. Like, okay, you did that to protect Chloe. It's that they lied to journalists. And I really liked Dan Cherney's tweet about this, saying by doing that, you forfeit your right to be believed in the future. And it's because, like, even I thought of it, because I had a conversation with the Club Sydney, and I walked away from that conversation thinking she absolutely has not done her ACL. They do not know that. It's knee soreness because of the way that they spoke.
Swans who cried knee soreness. I saw Sarah Burt as well on the Georgie Parker Sarah Burt one talking about, what's your obligation to your fan base to be upfront about this stuff. Yeah,
and it's not that they said, like, oh, we're not going to talk about that or discuss that until after the game. It's that they said it's not an ACL. You know what I mean? Like, they
what confuses me
handled
is if the
it
sources
badly.
weren't from the club. Were they just mates and like? And
what makes you think they weren't from the club?
Because didn't you say that when you were calling the club, they were saying no?
A lot of people work at a club.
Right. Yeah. So only some people at the club were telling.
Anyway,
the truth
I mean, I'm not saying that they were. I'm just saying that they were.
Some people
look at me
at the club
being deceitful.
It's so funny we
just
just saw Chloe Malone outside.
Yeah.
This is what Sydney is. It's just a hive of athletes walking around like you and I.
Yeah.
Athletes of podding.
And me.
Great. Well, that's all the news. Thank you so much, Marns.
You're welcome.
Can't wait to do it again in an hour.
Yeah.
It's time for tipping. Man, I love that sting. Shall we run through the W games very quickly
yes,
and then
please.
get on to the finals?
Should I get them? Are you going to get them up?
Now, can I ask your opinion very quickly? Who's going to win the flag in the W after 2 weeks, which is almost 20% of the way through the season, where every team who won the first week lost the second week?
I know. It's so cool.
Who do you actually feel confident about now?
Yeah, still
Saints
North.
for me.
It's North?
I mean, Saints are interesting, yeah.
The way they decimated Suns, I'm on them.
And they decimated Sydney for 3 quarters in horrid conditions. And whenever it's clearly a club line because every player that was asked about on the boundary said, we're happy to play in any conditions anywhere. We'll just, and it's just like, and they repeated the same line. I was like, that's funny.
Are they starting to sound like Nick Del Santo a little bit? Just like, it's right about him.
Yeah. No, I'm all on the Saints. Like, they're my second team in the W now.
They're so exciting.
Yeah.
Jesse Wardlaw.
Vesely
especially with
was my
Bonnie
favourite player.
and, cool. Chloe out, I think.
Like, just dominates.
I'm worried about you using your hotspot because you're double hotspot.
You pull up the tipping. I'll do mine later then. I just want to see you, Broden. So do you mind if I look upon your phone?
Absolutely. So the first game, Doggies. This is Doggies Doggies and Eagles. Now this is Eagles will win this.
Well, it's at the Witten relaunch, so I'm going Doggies.
Yeah, but I saw them at the MCG and they are respectfully not quite there yet.
Yeah, they're all, even just, also I've got a piece on Jazz Smith that's in the paper on Thursday and everyone should read that because she's really sweet and a really, also good player and everything, but it's interesting. She's interesting.
You two went to the airport this morning and you went from Witten Oval.
Yep. Well, I was interviewing Jazz. But yeah, as she mentioned, like they had 11 new players come in.
Yeah, crazy.
And list sizes are smaller in the AFLW as it is. Like they're all kids, and also that's 12 now with Miwa as a replacement. Anyway, I'm going Eagles. Friday night,
we've got the Lions versus Collingwood at Brighton Homes Arena in Ipswich.
That's Springfield.
That's the Springfield.
I know, but it's 5 p.m. 5 p.m.
Why
on a Friday night? So I don't know.
Who can get there? Like, tell me who
really
can get
hot?
there.
Is it because it's really hot?
No, it's because there's a men's final on.
Well, later would be better for hot.
Great.
Yeah, so it's definitely not.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. I don't know why.
Oh, to not avoid the clash with the finals.
Yeah, but who can get there? You know what I mean?
No one can get there, yeah.
5 p.m. and it's an hour out of Brisbane.
I'm going to tip Lions. They look really strong apart from that first week
Same
thing. They beat the D's upsettingly. Saturday, Swans versus Tigers. 9th versus 8th at CX Coffs International Stadium, Coffs Harbour.
Oh, that would be fun to go to.
Where is Coffs Harbour? Anyone?
If I say 45 minutes from where we are now, is that close?
Oh no, I think you're right.
Where is
it? Do you know where Coffs Harbour is? Okay, we don't know.
Are you eating nachos? Yeah, great. There's a man eating nachos behind the camera. I'm really jealous. It's really hard to look at him eating nachos. I'm jealous.
Yeah, but this is why I want to get out and go to some of these places once once we're not podcasting 8 times a week. Because I'd love to go to Coffs Harbour and
Yeah, see the big banana.
It'd be so much fun. Oh, is that where the big banana is?
Oh, up there.
Yeah.
I tip the Swannies in this. I think they're actually quite good.
6 hours north of Sydney.
Yeah,
guys.
I think Richmond are just taking a while to adjust, but also Sydney's taking a while to adjust. But I'm going to go Sydney.
I will go Sydney.
Carlton Geelong at Icon Park, which I could go to actually.
Geelong by 38 points.
Oh, really? Didn't Blues win this week in very bad circumstances up on the Gold Coast?
They won by a
Mackay.
point.
Yeah.
But Geelong managed to beat...
They drew with North, yeah.
Drew with North and lost to the
which
D's.
is incredible, right? Like,
Yep.
So I vote for Geelong.
Port Freo.
This is hard.
Alberton.
I've gone Port, yeah.
Port by a million
Port.
points.
Okay.
D's versus North at Casey.
Oh, you've got a rough
You
trot.
missed Adelaide Hawks.
Didn't I do it? I don't have it here. Oh, I've got it after that on here.
Oh, weird.
D's North. I'm going D's. I know we're going to get pumped, but I don't
North.
care.
I'm going North.
D's have had a tough schedule, right? Really
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a nice run home, though. That'd be nice. Adelaide versus Hawks.
This is hard. I'm going Adelaide, but I would love to see Hawks win this.
Yeah, at Unley, I give it to Adelaide. Unley Oval I've actually played on too.
Really?
Yes.
That's great.
Cool.
Yes. I would have got no kicks and no goals.
Don't be modest. We all know you would have kicked
It's
10.
true. I would have got 10.
I'll go for the Hawthorns.
I'm going Adelaide. Essendon Saints.
I've gone St Kilda.
Saints.
Yeah, okay, let's get it. I
I'm
might
on.
go to this. I won't.
Where is
because
it?
I might go to
Windy?
the other one. At Windy.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great to go to.
I'll be coming from Collingwood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cross the...
Not
take,
too far.
Take CityLink.
Yeah.
I might just take an Uber because it's work day.
Yes, fair enough. And then Giants Suns, the extension. What do you call it? The expansion club?
Expansion Cup. If we can't win this, then I will be upset, and that'll be
That season over
done.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we
Sunnies.
should win.
I'll go Suns on that thinking.
Yeah. You as well, Marns?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how that all falls. We'll have a better understanding of where every team. I'm going to do what they do on SEN, where every team is at a level of where they will be. Going to jump over now to... they drag out words while they're figuring out what they're going to do next. Going to jump over now to the finals for the elimination round. Is that what you call these games?
Yeah. I use language like that's a do or die final.
Yeah. I
Does
love
it go
that.
qualifying, elimination, prelims?
Semi.
Semis. These are semis.
These are semis.
Okay.
Ah.
Because
Okay.
it annoys Sydney people, I think, that it goes semi-prelim final when it should go prelim semi-final.
Yeah.
Yeah, it confuses me too. I can't get my head around it. It just doesn't equate in my brain. But the first game, Friday night, is a go-home, as you called it, Marns, at Adelaide Oval, Ghana Country. Port Adelaide, no one thinks that they can win this game in any circumstance. No one has tipped them anywhere.
Which is interesting, I think. I mean, to have one bad game.
Yeah.
Versus the Hawthorn Hawks, who last week most people didn't tip to beat the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Then they went out and destroyed them in front of 97,000 people.
Yeah. What a difference a week makes.
Will
huh?
Day is not back.
No. Sam Frost's out.
Sam Frost is out. They're replacing them with, I wish I had their name.
Jai Sarong.
Yeah, that's
Sarong. I am fascinated by this game. I'm so excited to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't think... Port will try very, very hard.
You'd hope so.
Well, they didn't last time.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
yeah. I hope they make sweeping changes to the lineup. That's what I hope.
Should we talk about how Ginnivan put... what did he do? So
See you in 14 days.
Grundy put up a post, and then Ginnivan said, see you in 14 days.
Yeah.
The suggestion is we're going to beat Port
And
play you,
in a
and I'll
prelim.
see you at that event.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were very upset.
Yeah.
And the main thing was giving ammunition to Port Adelaide, which you'd think they have enough ammunition as it is.
Losing by 100 points to Geelong in embarrassing fashion.
Who are you guys tipping?
It's too close to call.
Hawks, just because I think that it's funner if the Hawks win.
I'm sort of with you. After last week, if Port win now, I'm just you can't win a flag after losing by 100 points to the Cats in the first week. Whereas Hawks, if they win again, they can go all the way. Why not? Who's stopping them?
They
So,
would
yeah.
play, whoever wins plays the Swans next week.
Yeah.
Who does the Swans want to play more? They want to play Port.
They
more.
wanna play- they wanna
Port. Yeah, which is
destroy
crazy.
Port.
Crazy.
I wonder if Swans fans are a little bit scared of Hawthorn. We can ask them tonight in this crowd. If you're around Sydney and you're watching this but you're not coming, what are you doing? Come on down.
Come on down.
Yeah, I'm going to tip Hawthorn because I think that's just the right thing to do. But I don't feel incredibly confident. How do you guys feel?
No. Oh, do you want to know a fun stat?
Yes.
Hawthorn have more inside 50s than any other team in the competition. So they get more inside 50s
That's
on
incredible.
average. Hawthorn.
That means best midfield, basically, almost like.
Yeah.
Or best rebound, I guess, potentially. But yeah, that's the most important stat for a midfield group.
And did you want to know Port's fun stat?
Yes.
Their shot on goal on average is 47.5%, which is the worst in the competition.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they've got a very high efficiency goal kicker.
In Charlie Dixon.
Not Charlie. Charlie Dixon. Oh my god. I thought they were better kicks than that. That's strange to hear. I want to mark out Sam Frost as well, who's a journeyman. So fast and so tall, cannot kick a football, but he's like he is lovable in the way he does that. Like he's been so good for this team. And it's such a bummer that he's missing out on this because I think the writing's on the wall as well that he's going to be replaced by Barras next year as well. So it's just really sad.
The chat's saying don't forget that Port beat Sydney by 112 points.
Yes.
Sydney don't want to play them again.
No, that's why I thought Sydney do want to play them because Sydney want to be like, fuck you, we're going to get our revenge.
Right.
That's why if I was Sydney, I would want to play Port.
Yeah. 'Cause
Someone-
you got that fire in you, Marns.
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
needs to prove to me that anyone in that Port Adelaide team is the same people who played last week. You know, I won't be convinced they're not the
How
same.
can you do that?
And
Also,
That's crazy.
Butters playing through what looks like a pretty interesting
Yeah,
rib
Butters on
injury.
the ribs. Is he going to play? We don't know yet.
It's expected that he would. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is interesting because the AFL can dish out fines if players look to target opponents that are injured during a game.
Really?
But they have to, that's if they get injured in that game. So Butters will be carrying the injury in, and by definition of him being ticked off to play, that means that he's been deemed fit enough to play,
Right.
therefore not injured.
So
you
someone
can
can
punch
whack
him in the ribs.
Yeah, you can punch him in
Yeah.
the ribs as long as you are accepting that fine.
That's a Hawthorn.
Well, no, you won't be fined, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
Free
it's a
from-
gut punch, you should be anyway, right?
Oh, yeah.
but yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
It's
yes,
double
yes.
jeopardy, though. Did you ever see that with Ashley Judd?
Yeah, like if you're going to get a $2,000 fine for a gut punch, just
Well, yeah.
swing it.
Or you go,
Take it down
hey,
their
you
best
broke
player.
that guy's ribs. They were already broken. That's
Double
what double
jeopardy.
jeopardy's about. Have you seen that?
No.
It's about a wife who goes to jail for killing her husband on a boat.
Love.
Okay.
And then, but they never find the body. And so she goes to jail for killing him. And then she gets out of jail and she finds out that not only is he she finds out in prison. He's not dead, but he's remarried and taken their son. And so she has double jeopardy where she can kill him and not go to prison. And I won't ruin
She's
it.
already done the time.
It's double jeopardy.
Oh.
So she goes to murder the guy that she went to prison for murdering.
Oh, interesting.
I won't ruin the film for you, but it's
Did she kill
That's
him?
ruined, I think. Bro.
well, it's double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy.
And Tommy Lee Jones is in it playing the exact same role he played in The Fugitive, which is just chasing someone around. Double
No
jeopardy.
Country for Old Men
I guess kind of similar, yes.
and Men in Black.
Yes, similar. Tommy Lee Jones likes chasing people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Also, just important to note, I think that all the Petrarca stuff, we should be caring about players' ribs. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's-
Like
yeah.
that should be a front of mind for
Very good
everyone.
point,
Yeah,
Mark.
I just brought that
Marns.
up on Sunday, man.
did?
I just called you.
Totally
I just called you Mark
Who's the?
because this guy from my comedy group. But
Who's-
you're Marnie.
Yes.
Tell them who's the guest on Saturday, Broden.
Oh, Mark is the guest this week. Zach was. It's funny. We had a year of interesting football adjacent people, and the largest numbers in that Saturday podcast has ever
Who's
done
Zach?
is Zach, who is an expert actually. Your YouTube is not. Is that okay?
We might have gone down. Just finish the pod.
Yeah, we'll just finish the pod anyway. And the other game, of course, is Giants up here at NG Stadium taking on Brisbane. I'm very curious as to whether you both think how that will work out.
You're going, aren't you?
I'm thinking about it, but I don't think I can come to Sydney 3 times
Why
in a
would
week.
you not just stay here?
Yeah.
Why did you not just stay
It's
here
'cause of the
last
dog,
from
right?
last
'Cause
time?
of
I
Shadow?
like getting home to my family and my dog,
Yeah.
but also I just like being at home. I've been a road dog for too long.
And you got to keep your points up.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you'll lose your frequent flyer points.
Got to get them 3 points for going to Sydney. And back.
Yeah, them status credits.
I'm tipping the Giants. I think they'll win it, and I'm very excited. They're really, really good. They shouldn't have lost that game. Goddamn Sydney. And Brisbane are very good, but I hope the Giants win. What about you guys?
I would agree with that assessment. I'm not confident at all. I think the Lions have a lot to give. But like you mentioned on Sunday's pod, I do think that they lack that, like, just ruthlessness.
Yeah.
Giants.
Yeah. No. Lions.
Brisbane.
Lions.
Yeah.
Because to be up by however much they were up by, and then to let it slip against, like, let's be honest, Carlton. Like, you got to, like, you know what I mean?
Very
You gotta
true.
win
Geelong
by
would never.
Geelong would never. Also, like, Port would never. Sydney would never.
Yeah.
Giants would never.
No,
Maybe. I don't know. They
yeah.
lost it against Sydney. They let that drop.
But no, they
did.
you know,
They
that
tried
was,
really,
that
really
was
hard.
very well contested to the end, at least.
But the Lions are also the Giants. Like, the Giants always play well against the Lions.
Yeah, beat them the other week.
Well, they beat them by 18 points in round 22, and they beat them by 54 points in round 7.
And what's good about that last one, I remember, is Lions got ahead by a fair bit and then chased them down. Giants chased them down, so they might have a mental edge. But I'm worried about the Giants. But I would love to see them win.
Yeah, well, I think the Giants would be tired as well, more so than the Lions would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tip Brisbane, but I would love to. My heart's with GWS, but
Yeah.
I think Brisbane will win.
Oh, just give me a Sydney grand final.
Yeah.
I want it so bad.
That was a
Fun,
great
fun,
game, and I like if Jettos can get there, it'd be sick. It's gonna be hard though. We're gonna run out here and do a live show. If you'd like to come to the Adelaide one, please let us know. Perth is sold out. Melbourne is pretty much sold out. There's a handful of tickets for the late show, so come to that. It'll be lovely on grand final weekend.
Yeah.
Marnie, lovely to see you.
Lovely
I'm going
to
see
see
you
you.
for the next 3 hours. Tom, good to see you.
Thank you, mate.
And if you went to the Sydney show last night, I hope you enjoyed it.
And if you
And if-
didn't, don't tell us.
I'm sorry for that thing I said that I'm sure I'll say shortly.
Yeah.
Have a great week. Enjoy the footy. Bounce that pill. And thank you to everyone for watching. Lovely to have you all here and to be having your lovely comments and support.
Yeah, I think we just froze for a little, but it got
It
back.
got a bit janky.
It's because of me hotspot, you know?
Me hotspot.
Me hotspot.
Because of me hotspot.
Because
All
there's
right.
no internet here.
Dongle's such a funny word.
Dongle.
I always think that.
Mm.
We're going to get out of here and get ready. Thank you so much for coming to the YouTube. And speak soon. Turn it off whenever you want. My boy Tom.